Hi, so today I want to talk to you about a very, very simple technique that can help you out in a great many situations. Many studies have now shown that it is a brilliant way of dealing with stress, with anxiety. It can help with any kind of apprehension. It can help with preparation for things, whether that be a presentation at work, a form of exercise or a competition of some kind. But also dealing with children as well, and all the many challenges that they bring. So the technique is DSB, and I'll take you through it in a couple of positions. You might need a little bit of equipment, just a simple scarf or a long towel or some TheraBand or resistance band when we come to the seated version of that as well. But that's all, and you don't have to have that equipment as well. So what is DSB? Very simply, is deep, slow breathing. So I know you're doing breathing all the time. It's often a place where I start new clients, not only because it helps them to connect with their bodies, but it really gets all components of the core, from the diaphragm down to the pelvic floor and everything in between, working together. Okay, so I'm going to start it off in a lying down position. So just coming down onto your back, I've got my knees bent, feet flat on the floor, and I'm just going to get myself into a comfortable position here where both shoulders are fully relaxed on the floor and I've got that small natural gap between my lower back and the floor. You can leave one hand in there if you want. The other hand you're going to place over the base of your rib cage. So in placing it there, you can feel the gap between the two sides of your rib cage. So it's almost like a valley in between. And all we want to do here is, as we breathe in, is fill that valley. So you will feel the rib cages expand out to the sides, down into the mat or floor or bed or whatever you're laying on. But feel that really expand in the body. And then as you breathe out, feel that all soften and relax down. So I've been able to go into it quite quickly there. But in any point in time where you're feeling stressed or anxious, it might take a little bit longer and with a little bit more direction. So you might want to start with a hand on the chest and a hand on the belly, and just breathe and start to notice which hand is moving the most. Because when we're stressed or worried about anything, or facing anything that our body perceives as some kind of threat, which can be just dealing with the children, we'll tend to take quite shallow, short breaths that just move into the chest. And they can be quite laboured and very, very short. So just through taking the breath a little bit deeper, it doesn't have to be a lot longer than your normal breath, but visualising it coming further into the body, we can start to feel the lower hand on the belly move more. So as we breathe in, the belly expands, and as we breathe out, the belly falls down. And you can envision a number of things here. You can envisage tension leaving your body as you breathe out. You might, if you're a beach type person, somebody who loves the beach, imagine a wave coming in as you breathe in, filling your body. And then as you breathe out, imagine that wave leaving the beach, going back out to sea. So just placing the hand, once you've got your breathing slowed down a little bit, over that base of the rib cage, it helps to make sure that not only are we expanding those ribs out to the sides, but in doing so we're making sure the diaphragm fully fills out rather than kind of sucking our belly in. And this is one of the reasons I really love this position on the floor, because here gravity helps with our bellies a little bit. So it pulls it down and you can feel the rib cage more easily, and you can feel that gap. So then as we breathe in, we are filling that gap and really moving the diaphragm as much as possible. So you can lay there, it can be 1 minute up to 10 minutes or however long you've got, but it's a lovely relaxed position to do it in. If you're not in a position to lay down and you also want a little bit more feeling in terms of what's going on with your breathing, just use a simple scarf. Mine's a whole one, so I'm just going to thread it over. Okay, and again loop it around the base of the rib cage. So I'm crossing it over, so it's just around my middle there. Okay, shoulders are relaxed, and then as you breathe in, as I breathe in, I want to make that band stretch and grow bigger out to the side. And then you can see that just I've got the slightest tension with the band around my waist. And what you can see then, I'm able to pull that a little bit tighter as I breathe out. Now with that breath in to expand the ribs, again it's important to think about filling this gap between the rib cage as well. So we're not breathing in and trying to suck in our belly underneath. We really do want to think about filling that space. And you can, as I say, envisage things, something that helps you to relax as you're doing it, or you might like counting. So count your way, and one of the things that the Headspace app teaches you, which again, if you are somebody that feels stress, anxiety or anything like that, I recommend you have a look at that because I think it's brilliant. But count your breaths, count them up to 10 and then start again. But deep slow breathing, DSB, is the tip, particularly to help manage through the summer holidays. So have a go, I hope it helps you, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks for listening.